Wendy Williams might be on hiatus, but OJ is squeezing all the juice. Plus, we're going to talk about R&B singer Tweet and why she's leaving the church. MTV gives Daria a spin-off or a reboot. Plus, we have Instagram sensation Jessenia tonight live in studio. All that and more on AfterBuzz TV's premiere of AfterBuzz Tonight. Stay tuned.
Presented by AfterBuzz TV and live from Los Angeles, California, it's AfterBuzz Tonight with Jessie Janity. AfterBuzz TV's first late-night talk show with a millennial mindset. From trending topics to interviews with your favorite influencers, celebrities, and performers, we've got it all. So grab your favorite late-night snack and join the conversation. And now your host, Jessie Janity.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? It's your boy, DJ Jessie J, a.k.a. Jessie Janity. I am live in studio. Welcome to AfterBuzz Tonight. It is AfterBuzz TV's first official late-night talk show. Thank you, Keven and Maria. We appreciate you for allowing us to build upon our creativity here at AfterBuzz. If you guys want to be a part of AfterBuzz, check out AfterBuzzTV.com and hit that link to send your application in. You know what I mean? Come join us over here at the studio. Okay, so I just got to tell you guys before we get started in tonight's show what happened this weekend, because I was standing. I'm not going to lie. I thought Beyonce was the only person in the entire world who could put a word on her Instagram and I would stand. Unfortunately, I was begged to differ with myself because Nicki Minaj made me wet myself. She posted Megatron. I don't know what this means. I'm praying, I'm hoping that it is Meg the Trainer, Trina, and Miss Onika. I know it's not going to be that because Nicki ain't really going to share no shine with nobody else, but it's fine. But 6/21, June 21st, she will be releasing whatever this Megatron thing is. I'm super excited. However, then she released this video, which looks like bonus scenes from the Anaconda video. So I'm like, I'm hoping it's not going to be anything lackluster, but it's Nicki. She usually delivers, so I'm crossing my fingers and hoping she's not pregnant. What else happened? Okay. I'm a little concerned. Miss Wendy Williams is out here, you know, and I wanted her to be living her best life because she was giving me these Auntie Knowles, like she was a part of the Knowles family, slayage pictures. And then as of recently, she's been giving me a little like no-nose pictures. She's just kind of looking crazy. Like the Wendy Show account on Instagram looks as if someone under the influence of something has gained control of her Instagram account. I don't know who this young man is, why she is trolling us. I'm hoping she met with Kris Jenner and Kris Jenner is guiding her career and this is going to lead her to a better place. Because I'm just like, what in the Whitney Britney is going on here? All right, but on positive news, I did check out Men in Black International this past weekend, and I was the biggest hater towards it, and I gotta say, I actually enjoyed it. Tessa Thompson delivered. She gave it a fresh new life into Men in Black. I thought like Will Smith, it wasn't gonna work without Will Smith. Tessa Thomas delivered. And Chris Hemsworth brought back that kind of old school Men in Black feel. So if you haven't seen it or you have negative thoughts towards it, I definitely recommend it. But let's get into tonight's show. And let me introduce you, because you already know I can't do nothing without no girls involved. So I got to introduce you to my ladies, my queens. We got Miss Jamie Gray in the building.
What's up, Jessie?
Yeah,
hey.
She's going to be delivering our star tweets this week. We're getting to that a little later. But next, we got Miss Janine Doyen in the building.
Hey, Jessie.
Hey, Bo. So you have all the news, all the gossip. So please, let's hit it up and tell me what's going on.
Okay, well, you sort of teased it a little bit, but I'm really excited because one of MTV's most famous shows from the early 2000s is making a comeback. So they just announced that they are bringing Daria back, but with a little bit of a spin. Tracy Ellis Ross is going to be Jody in the Daria spinoff Jody, who, if you remember from that show, Jody was Daria's really good friend and a really, really popular. She's become a popular meme now. She's all over the internet now, so it's no wonder they're bringing her back. The show ended Daria ended with them graduating high school, going off to college. So they're bringing the show back with now these characters have finished college. They're going to enter the workforce and sort of tackle and comment upon some of the biggest issues that go along with that, as well as some issues like gender, race, a lot of the stuff that's happening in the news these days. So it's going to be really, it looks great. It looks really great. But we sort of know that spinoffs don't always go the way that they plan. So, Jesse, I know you're a big fan of Daria. What do you think? Do you think they're going to pull it off?
I believe in Tracy Ellis Ross. I believe that she has the power to do this. My question would be now, is Daria completely out of this?
To my understanding, she's involved.
Yeah,
Okay.
from what I heard too.
Okay, great. So I support that. I love when we continue the story, because my problem was I don't know if you guys paid attention to this, but they're bringing Are You Afraid of the Dark back.
Yeah.
I'm here for
And
it.
I'm here for it too, but who isn't here for it is Gary, Mr. Ross Hall. He was the leader of the Midnight Society back in the day, and he's not here for it because he said he hasn't even been contacted. And he said, how can you have a new show without involving the older crew? So my thing with Daria is I love that they're using Daria, because I think that adds to the storyline. So I think with reboots, we need to tie in the past. So yeah,
Agreed.
I'm here for Daria.
So while we might be praying that Daria is, they pull it off with this Jody spinoff, one singer says she's lost all faith in her church. So R&B singer Charlene Keys, who we know as Tweet, says she's done with organized religion.
Cigarettes.
Yeah. So she went on Instagram with her daughter to talk about all the issues that she's seen with her church, which is basically people not practicing what they preach. Her daughter even said that she's been, she's had pastors sliding into her DMs. And so they're just sort of over... They're over the organized religion, but that doesn't mean that she's lost her connection with God. She actually has an album coming out pretty soon, actually, and she sings to God. So she's very, very close in connecting to him, and she attributes him to why she was able to be pulled out of some of the darker aspects of her life. But at the end of the day, she is done with organized church. So my question to you, Jesse, is I know all of us are sort of on the spectrum here of religion and spirituality, but do you think that we need to have that sort of church community or that practice of going every Sunday to be able to have that connection with God, or will she be able to maintain that without that connection?
I think she definitely can maintain it with her own self.
Mm-hmm.
I think, for me, I think we've had this conversation. I've had this conversation with you guys. I haven't been to church in I don't even know how many years. And my mother, she gonna watch this and be like, Jesse. But for me, I left and I had to build my own relationship with God, and my place with him is out in nature. So I think for her, I think there are a lot of things. You go to church and you start seeing some hypocritical things. And I hope, and I think that she's on this journey. I love that a lot of people are coming out and speaking about it, because maybe we then can build start working towards building a better organized religion. Because sometimes I hate saying, oh, I'm just spiritual. I want to be able to say I am religious. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus, and I would love to be able to share that with people who believe the same thing in me, but, without the hypocrisy or the judgment, because guess what? Church ain't for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Which, I totally get what you're saying. Like, listen, we're in the same boat. I need to get back to church, okay? I feel like if you have your personal relationship with God, that's all you need. But we talked about this with Megan Good, if you can tithe online, if you can watch church online, but church people are acting crazy, like in the pulpit, like, why bother going? So, would you rather just stay at home and, do bedside Baptist church, or would you rather just go to church and see people?
Again, I don't even think it's about, I think it's just how do you connect to God? Maybe you write in a journal, and that is your conversation with God. That is your day to give thanks and gratitude. I there is a power with being around a lot of people. But again, watching it through a camera or being there in person, I think it's just about being around like-minded people, and that energy is what feeds him. Amen.
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 I felt that.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
So while Tweet says that a lot of people in her church community are taking the low road, a certain rapper is making headlines for taking the high road. So P. Diddy this week congratulated his ex Cassie after she announced she was pregnant with her new man, Alex Fine. Now, for a little context, because it's very important for this story, P. Diddy and Cassie dated for 11 years, and they only broke up 8 months ago. So this is still really fresh. And there were also rumors that Alex, her new boo, and Cassie had a thing going while she was still with P. Diddy. So there's a lot of context and backstory for this. But he went on Instagram to say, "Congratulations at Cassie and Alex. I wish you nothing but love and happiness. God bless, love." Now, that's a pretty big statement for someone who had potentially a pretty rocky ending to a relationship. Now, I know a lot of celebrity couples go kind of toxic. They go nuclear when they break up, but he didn't do that. Jesse, if you were in that same situation, would you be able to act with as much class as P. Diddy did?
It's funny because on Twitter they say there's two types of people in the world. People who are like Chris Brown, who bashed Karrueche and her man, or Diddy, and I think that there's a third, and I think that third is me. I wouldn't say anything, but in my mind I would congratulate that and say, you know what, I'm proud of you, I'm happy for you, carry on. Because once you are of the past, honey, unless you are the ghost of Christmas past, I ain't visiting you. Thank you.
Do you feel like it was necessary, though, for him to address it publicly on social media? Like, why not just text her?
I mean, maybe he did. Well, no, because here's the thing, too. Like, if I was to do it, I think that would be the platform that I would do it. Because I'm not going to text you, and now it's intimate, and your man might be like, why is Diddy texting you? Like, publicly, let it be known, I'm not out here doing nothing crazy. I hope all is well.
Okay.
Keep it pushing.
So while P. Diddy made peace with his history, Taylor Swift is helping honor other people's. So in honor of the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots, she did a surprise show at the Stonewall Inn on Friday night, and she sang a bunch of her hits like Shake It Off. Jesse Tyler Ferguson showed up and made a surprise appearance too. It was a big gathering in honor of this huge LGBT landmark. So if you're not familiar, Stonewall is often cited as the beginning of the gay liberation. It was a riot against the police 50 years ago this month, and so a lot of people have been coming out to celebrate, but T. Swift showed up and had a great performance there and really had the crowd going. She also dropped her new single on Friday, and the music video came out today for Need You to Calm Down, which is being hailed as an LGBTQ plus anthem. And it had I've lost track of how many celebrity appearances. It was everyone from Katy Perry, her ex-nemesis.
Mending the friendship.
I can't believe it. To Ellen DeGeneres, Ryan Reynolds, Laverne Cox, RuPaul, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, the Queer Eye cast, and a fellow AfterBuzz alum, Karamo Brown.
Hey, what up, Karamo?
Hey,
yeah. He was in them heels. And shout out to Todger Call, too, because he showed up and pumped
Billy
out.
Porter.
RuPaul. I was like, okay, list. Endless.
Everybody.
Right? But a few people are a little concerned that she's sort of taking pride as a marketing tool for herself. So you watched the music video. We watched it together. What do you think? Do you think this is genuine or no?
I think that we live in a marketing world. I don't think there's anything wrong with the video. I don't think there's anything wrong with the song. I don't think there's anything wrong with Taylor Swift showing up at Stonewall and performing. I don't think that anything is wrong with Taylor Swift in the past using the word gay as a negative term. I do think, hopefully, she has learned her lesson. I know that that is something that a lot of people are upset with about. I've used it in the past, you know what I mean? It's something that we have to teach ourselves. I know a lot of people who are out here who use the F word in the gay community, the N word in the black community. You know, I think, and for, again, talking about judgment, I feel like with this, it's like if she learned her lesson and she understands, back in the 90s, we used the R word when it came to a lot of people, and that's looked down upon because, nowadays especially. I just think give it a break. What she's doing is positive. The video was dope. She had a lot of huge influencers within the LGBTQ community who supported it, including the Queen RuPaul.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I think let's just take a step back. I love it. I support it. I don't know if it was an ammo just for her, but I think that there was a positive message behind it, and I think that's what we should be highlighting. So yeah, go ahead, T. I'm with it. I support it. Is that all the movies we got?
That's it. That's what we got.
Well, Jamie, I know you got some tea over here. You got all the Twitter tea. What? So
all the tea.
Every week you're gonna check out Twitter. You scope into Twitter. You know what I mean? Because sometimes on Twitter, the headlines on the news, they miss some things.
They do, you guys. So this is one of my favorite topics. Okay, if you know me, you know that I am obsessed with everything O.J. Simpson. I know the case gavel to gavel, but this time O.J. Simpson is on the run to Twitter. Why? Well, we don't really know, but he says he wants to set the record straight. Okay, so in his first tweet, he says, "Hey, thanks to all my new followers. Love learning how to use Twitter." Okay, OJ. All right, we see you. We see you. All right. So I know some people might be over OJ Simpson and his antics, right? But he actually opened up his Twitter account on June 14th. That's 2 days shy of the murders of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. Is that a coincidence or not?
Well, if we'd sitting over here talking about Taylor and the gay community, look, we should be looking over here.
Right. So it's crazy, but honestly, I'm here for it. So I'm gonna keep you guys up to date. I'm following him. Don't judge me, okay? Or you can, talk about me in the comments. I don't care.
See, he's like the Shade Room. I'm not gonna follow him,
okay,
but I will marry my way over.
I'll keep up. Which, speaking of keeping up, he did address the Khloe Kardashian rumors and the Kris Jenner rumors. She wants to be a Kardashian, right? So he says that he is not the father of Khloe Kardashian, and how timely. He said this on Father's Day. What do you think about all that? Like, is he clout chasing or what?
I think there is a little smartness, a little marketing behind it, but I think also, for someone who has been judged most of his life and not been on social media, hey, use the platform. Everyone else is. It's entertaining. You know what I mean? Trump entertains me with his tweets, so why not O.J. Simpson? Because what was that? Quickly, what was the one about him sending the knife?
Yes. Okay. So you guys, there's a parody account called O.J. Simpson Killer. Oh, okay. And so he is actually putting O.J. Simpson on blast. He is showing the DMs where he is saying that O.J. Simpson says, "You next," sending him all these knife emojis. O.J., have you not learned your lesson, boo? He just got back from jail, last year? He was in jail for 9 years, not for the murders of Nicole Brown and for Ron Goldman, but for taking his own
breaking and entering. Right? Yeah.
But it was his own sports memorabilia,
which was stolen from him
back in 2007 in Vegas. So it was a lot.
At least he didn't throw a glove in there with the knife emoji.
Okay. So anyway, with more Kardashian news, we are on to Rob Kardashian. Anybody surprised that Rob's even back on Twitter? I was like, where have you been? MIA.
Could care less.
Right. So,
and you're a squirter. What is this?
Yes. So him and Evelyn Lozada, I don't even know where this came from, but I think Evelyn is a little embarrassed because she did a little post and delete. He says, "Are you a squirter?" after she had said Rob Kardashian has a big sausage.
Why did she say that?
No clue. Nobody knows. It's just
on
been
a
posted.
Tuesday, she's just like, hey.
Yeah, and then she deleted it. So that's been up there. But he's been flirting with the ladies. He lost a little bit of weight, got his confidence back. So
lost it like
there's,
that?
Just
we're
a
not
couple
there
inches.
yet. We're on our way.
Just a little bit. So he had tweeted, for Father's Day that, with a picture of him and Dream Kardashian, and Nati Natasha says, "You're a great father, I know." First of all, who is this girl? I'm not the only one wondering because Khloe Kardashian also wants to know who this is. Are you guys familiar with Nati?
Mm-mm.
Okay, she is a multi-platinum artist, and she actually has a song coming out with Daddy Yankee, the Jonas Brothers, okay, and it's called Runaway. That music video is coming out this Friday. So is this clout chasing? Is it for promo? Like, what would you call it?
He was raised by the best. He was raised by Kris Jenner.
Yeah. Do you think they would be dating or what?
Dating loosely. I think sexual situations are going on. His big sausage is being into play. I think Rob is making his way back into the community, and I wouldn't even put it past Evelyn Lozada posting that Twitter comment as a part of it. Said it.
Okay, well, there you have it.
Well, all right, so we'll be right back, but when we come back, we have Instagram sensation music artist. She does literally everything. Jessenia in studio, but first, she took our White Room quiz, so take a look at this video.
Hey everybody, my name is Jessenia, and I'm going to be answering some questions. Who is the strangest person you've met? Believe it or not, I just recently met Keanu Reeves at his premiere for John Wick 3, and I have to say that we're both Virgos, but it's true. Men are a lot more introverted than the women. We're social butterflies, and it was like an awkward dynamic between us two, and it was strange because he seems like this more approachable guy on his interviews, but apparently when I researched all this stuff is that they tend to be shy around girls, and he just has this thing where he does not like to touch women, and I can't blame him, especially with what's happening with Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba, no more touching of the ladies. What celebrity annoys you the most? Okay, don't crucify me, but our president, Donald Trump, he is a celebrity. I mean, this man has a Hollywood star in Hollywood Boulevard. So he's a celebrity. He annoys me. It's his tweets. His tweets really annoy me. I think I wouldn't mind him being president. It's just some of the stuff that he blurs through Twitter, it definitely annoys me and gets under my skin. If you can talk to the president, what would you talk about? I would look him in the eye and ask him, what is his issue really with people that look like me? My parents are immigrants. I'm Latina. I'm a woman of color. And also, I date a transgender man, and I do not like that he's bullying the transgender community. Trump, it is not cool. What is going on in your mind? Where are you most productive? I am most productive at the gym. It's where I do a lot of my creative thinking. It's where I get to burn the calories and get fit. So cross it all around the board. Why do you think Cardi has a Grammy and Nicki doesn't? Because Nicki blocked me 3 years ago. Don't know why to this day. And Cardi B, she follows me. No, I think Cardi is a very likable person. She is loved by many. She's super talented and she keeps it real. And I think people love that. And her music speaks that, you know, when you have a solid fan base and you're true to who you are, you're going to succeed. No gimmicks, no cookie cutter, no puppet. So Nicki, just humble it down just a little bit and unblock me and maybe follow me. We could be friends. This is Jessenia. Thanks for watching AfterBuzz Tonite.
Ooh, she just spilled all the tea. We about to get even deeper in the tea. Y'all, if you ain't following her on Instagram, I don't know who you are because she got all them followers, okay? She does music. She's a fitness model. She's an actress. She does literally everything. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessenia.
Thank you.
Hey, boo.
You should know because you're a Virgo, and we
Virgo
Virgos
twins.
do everything, okay?
You guys, we literally were born on the same day.
Yes, we're Virgo twins.
That's everything.
Twinning.
And it's so funny you said Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
He's a Virgo, too.
He's a Virgo. And
he's a weird Virgo.
Yes, he is. I'm going to be
But he's
very
very
honest with you.
centered.
Love it. A lot of good energy. We're social butterflies, really. But for him, it was just very awkward. And I did some background. I mean, he had a girlfriend. She died. That can really mess a man
that's
up.
True.
And
we're
so,
social introverts.
Yes. People don't even get that. They don't
I love
understand.
that you would just answer that with yeah.
Because Beyonce, if you see her outside, she's very in her thing. But when she's out on stage and she lets that out.
Okay.
The diva comes out.
I'm a diva. All right, well, let's find where your true inner diva came from. So you were from New Jersey.
Brick City, baby.
The projects.
Yes.
The PJs. So what was life growing up for you like?
Oh, man. It was definitely not your normal. I grew up in Pennington Courts, Newark, New Jersey. You had prostitution in the corner, drug dealers, gangs.
Raised by both parents?
Raised by both parents. They didn't want me to be around this, so they had public schooling.
Okay.
So I was in public schooling my whole entire, educational career. And that's what people don't know. Fun fact, I was studying to become a registered nurse.
Oh.
I dedicated many years at the psychiatric ER while I was, before I decided to go into that route, and then while I was studying. Collectively, I was at the psych ER for 12 years. It's where I found my passion in helping people. You know us Virgos, we want to help people. But then I ended up realizing that I could hit a bigger mass by helping people with a message using my platform and my voice.
Now, are a fitness model, but you went through some changes. Now,
Yeah.
you weighed over 200 pounds,
Yeah,
which is, you're 5'1". She
Yeah.
is, I thought I was the short, but.
Yeah, I was close to 300 pounds. People don't get it. Like, they're like, oh, what? Where did that
Now,
go?
was it depression? Was it like, how did you, like, where did that?
Because I grew up in the projects, my parents didn't want me playing outside. So my parents are typical Latino parents. You got to eat everything in like the very last grain of rice. It's disrespectful to throw that in the garbage. And I'm the baby. My brothers are 11 and 12 years older than me, and they were soccer players on top of that. So they were feeding me the way these grown adult athletes, and I was being fed that way, and not being able to play outside or do any outdoor activities. I put on a weight, so it was healthy fat.
Yeah.
And it all really was from, like, my legs were massive and my booty was big. That's why people were like, oh, what do you do for your body? I'm like, I'm trying to lose it. I'm trying to lose this. But I turned my life around when it was affecting my health. Diabetes, borderline hypertension, and to be told this at 16 and not comprehending it was very scary. So
Now, I just keep hearing that Nicki blocked you on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
But before we get to that, so you lost this weight. You know, you had this life shock. You had the world kind of affect you. Like, okay, I need to make some inner changes.
yeah.
Now, you're also known for being a domestic abuse survivor.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
this is something that, again, we spoke a little bit before, is super relatable. I've been through this. You had over 2 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah, it hurt. My abuser, his way of manipulating me it was to come back to him. He had access to all my accounts and even my emails, and he changed my email password. So even when I reached out to Instagram to get it back, they were like, okay, we'll send you the reset password and access. And I'm like, I can't access it.
Yep.
So it's dead. People have tried to help me, but
it really is hard.
It's hard. It's hard because you work really hard to be where you're at.
Now, how old were you when you were in this relationship?
I was 25. I'm proud to say that I'm 34 years old.
Hey.
But yeah, I was 25 years old, and that was really at the highlight and peak of my career. I was getting scripts sent to me for roles, and it was amazing because I was doing TV hosting, I was doing music videos, I was doing billboard
But acting
campaigns.
was really where your heart was.
Yeah, and not being able to do any of that because he felt threatened, and it was too real. It was too real. The success was too real. Was tough, and I'm happy that I'm alive. I mean, I'm alive today for a purpose, and again, even though my passion is to entertain, it's also to help people as much as I can. And if my reach allows me to do that, I will talk about topics that make people feel a little uncomfortable.
How long did it take for you to realize you were in an abusive like really realize? Because it happens.
There are red
like,
flags
for me. It
sometimes.
was like, okay, yeah, my face is bleeding, but he apologized.
Oh my God.
You know,
Yeah,
like I'm not that.
Yeah.
We're over it. It was this one-time situation.
Yeah, I'll forgive him.
Yeah, what was yours where you were really like, okay, no, this is serious?
I remember.
And were friends telling you?
My
from the
friends,
outside?
the thing is, he had me move out into a different state. We moved in together. So my friends and my family had no clue. They thought that I was.
They pull you away from the
They thought I
important
was
ones.
happy. They thought I was safe. And I remember one night after a club, I thought it was because he was drinking, that this is why it happened. But he started beating me like a punching bag to the point where, like, the body, we know how to, like, protect ourselves. So, like, I rolled into a ball. I'm not a fighter. Okay, even though I grew up in the projects, again, remember, I went to private schooling, never been in a fight in my life. So when a man that's 6'1" is beating on you, you don't know what to do.
Literally
so
a whole foot.
I literally
over
just curled myself into, and the body is so resilient. It's insane. And when that was happening and I was tucked into a ball and he was kicking me, I was just like, what is happening? And then right after, you know, I love you, I'm sorry, you know, if you leave, you don't love me, please forgive me, I was drunk. And at that point, you are given a decision, but fear, humiliation, what are your friends gonna say, your family gonna think? It's kind of like all these things into one. And, you know, I tried to leave, but he made you feel like a bad person.
Where were you? Because for me, I wasn't in a healthy place of self-love for myself when I met him.
Oh yeah, I feel like me going through what I went through, even with my weight loss, it wasn't a Cinderella story. Being told that, hey, you have all these issues, I fell into immediately anorexia. I was starving myself. Then people were concerned, so I was being observed. So I would eat, and then I would binge eat, and then go to the bathroom and make myself throw up. The lack of self-love and understanding that at that tender age really, it trickled into my womanhood. And when I found the person that loved me, or so I thought, I didn't want to lose that, and I wanted them to love me still. So there was no love for myself. And after that, it opened up, it taught me a valuable lesson. You have to, in order to be happy, you really need to be happy with yourself.
Now, was it that you started falling in love with yourself towards the end of the relationship, or was it once you cut it clean and walked away from it?
Once I was able to cut it clean. There was a clean slate. It took time. I mean, I didn't get back into social media until about 3 years later. And in those 3 years of my hiatus, I really spent a huge time for my mental and spiritual. And it was almost a sense of rebirth for me. It was like, okay, I'm alive today, and what am I going to do with this life?
Did you hate the creative? Like, because, like, as personal for me, it was I had to push creative away because I associated that negative time with that.
Oh, yeah. In that gap, I really wasn't even thinking of the entertainment world. I couldn't. The only thing that I was still a little angry in the beginning at myself and at my abuser. And it took me a little bit even longer after those 3 years to learn to forgive him and forgive myself. Well, I was the last person. I forgive myself last.
Which is so funny because I think a lot of people think forgiving them, but it's really you have to forgive yourself.
Yep.
That's the hardest.
It's the hardest.
What were some of the steps that you took for forgiving yourself?
Being around my niece when she came to life, it was just like, oh my God, here's this little life that I get to mold and be a role model too. And Jessenia, like you're never gonna grow if you can't let go of that. Never forget, but always remember that that's who you are. And I'm a survivor. And the fact that I was able to say I'm a victim of domestic violence and start saying that I'm a survivor was the time that I was able to embrace it and say, you know what, girl, all is forgiven.
Who were some of your influences musically? Was music something that you found?
Music is actually
because I'm hearing this and I'm like, wow. I'm a survivor.
Yeah, no, music was definitely Destiny Child's Beyonce. I loved her. It's no irony that she's also a Virgo. You know, I love her. She's amazing.
Because sometimes I don't want to stand her. I'm like, oh, girl, Beyonce. But then I'm like, she a Virgo. I get it. I get it, girl. I get it. I get you on a different level.
People love to hate us.
Yeah.
We just genuinely want to bring good and entertain and be fierce and be positive, but some people do not like that.
Misunderstood.
I get a lot of hate from Cardi B fans.
No, we know I wasn't gonna bring it up, but all right, let's do it.
I get a lot.
So you comment. You love Cardi.
Yeah, I love Cardi.
You comment all the time.
Yeah, all the time. The girl follows me.
But why do people hate you?
All right.
Why do they throw hate at you?
This is my
What's your
logic.
belief?
This is my logic. I met Cardi at the Mayweather fight where she did an opening, and I remember just standing third row because I was there interviewing for Univision. And she just came up to me and gravitated and was like, girl, you look fly. And at that moment, I started following her.
Because you do.
We took a selfie. I saw her do her thing. I was so impressed. And then, I never knew. I've been commenting her posts since then. And that's years ago, okay? And we're from New York. Well, I'm from Jersey, okay? But we're in the East Coast, and we have that state of mind. So it's just one woman respecting another woman, and then after all these years, now I don't know. I don't know if it's because we have similar followers that follow us or likeliness or anything.
What's some of the comments that you get?
Oh, my God. First of all, people are like, girl, go kill yourself.
Okay,
I
just
hate
leaving
you.
a comment.
I hate you. And I'm like, and I'm leaving relative comments to these posts. I'm not like, oh, me. But these comments get anywhere from 15,000 likes to thousands and thousands of comments. And it has allowed me to grow. Because people that go to my page are like, wow, she's not a bad person. I like her. But one thing I realized, trolls are very unhappy with themselves.
Yep.
And when you're not happy with yourself, again, you're going to project that hate. And I also feel like we do live in a time where people do not like good. They like the bad. They like the drama. They like it.
The darkness.
Yeah. And so I think they're just.
Now, where did the Nicki blocking you come into play? Because I love Nicki, but I know she's stubborn. Nicki, come on, girl. Have a Taylor and Katie moment and be friends.
I'll be honest with you. I have a lot of Nicki Minaj's songs downloaded on my iTunes. I think more than Cardi. I think Nicki's very talented. I think she's a beautiful woman. I just think she forgot who she was, and that's what the business can do. And that's why I refuse to be, a 00, and I am who I am, and I love myself, But I tried figuring it out, and then eventually I found out with some influencer friends of mine that they've also been blocked by Cardi. So that made me feel... By Nicki. Oh, God, Cardi loves the people. She follows like 4,000 people.
Okay, but wait. So was it like you were tweeting negative things towards Nicki?
No. So this is what I did. She posted up a quote, and I wrote, that was the first time I commented her. I was like, this is an amazing quote. I'm going to reshare it. Thanks for sharing this post. And then when I went back to go screenshot it, I couldn't find her page, and I thought that her page might have been hacked because, that happens with celebrities. And then I'm like, oh, damn. I'm like, that's crazy. A day, 2 week go by, and I'm like, this doesn't sit right. Like, by now, you're Nicki Minaj, your page should be back up. And when I hit up my friend CeeLo, because I do know that he had gotten blocked, he's like, girl, you're blocked.
Wait. So because you positively shared a positive quote from Nicki.
That was it. That was all I'm aware of. That's all that I'm aware of. And that's what I mean. I think people sometimes don't like good. They just want that drama and the negativity.
So because you almost were so much loving and supporting of Cardi, it's like, I don't even want this near me.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. And we could all be fans of both. Okay. There's so much room out there, especially when it comes to music and entertainment. And I think that's what Cardi wanted to do with Nicki. She wanted to embrace the womanhood, the sisterhood, and say, hey, let's do this together. We're from the same, we're from New York. Let's do something. But people feel threatened, and that's the issue. Women feel threatened. Women are always...
and you don't need to. No, you shit on literally all these bitches.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah,
lyrically, you shit on these bitches.
She is an amazing lyricist. Yep.
It irritates me.
See, I don't hate you.
Nicki.
I still love you, Nicki. Like, just unblock me and follow me. Come on,
because she want to hear Megatron. She trying to hear what's about to go down.
Yeah.
Basement. Okay, so now you're in a new relationship. Very happy. Met Jamie. He is everything.
Oh, he is.
They sing together, have covers and
do
duets.
Other things together.
Yeah, he's fine too. Okay, now Jamie is your boyfriend of how long?
We have been officially, it'll be a year in August, but we've been in each other's life, dealing with each other romantically for 2 years. This time, it took him...
Is Jamie from New Jersey?
He is from Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a Michigan boy.
Now, how'd you guys meet?
Instagram. I slid through his DMs.
Oh, you get... Because I'm like, how do you even pay attention to your DMs with as many followers as you have?
I slid through his DMs. I saw what I liked, and then I went on his page, and I was a little thrown back because I didn't know what FTM meant. And it means female to male.
Okay.
And then I Googled it too because I didn't know it. And I'm like, wait. This whole time I thought that was his twin when he did the splits. I thought that was like, oh, he's cute. He loves his sister so much. And then I started reading the captions. I was like, oh, okay. Well, let me hit him up and see if, he has room and time to become friends, because I knew that he lost so much back home. And coming to New York, it can be a really, scary place if you don't know nobody, and a friendship flourished to a relationship.
Now, female to male, so you get a lot of hate.
Yeah, I do.
And the trans community gets even more.
Yeah.
What was there any sort of question, like, as far as falling for him, or was it something we became friends then we fell?
Yeah.
Was there an understanding there, or was it, how did you kind of come about?
I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. When I found out all of that, I was very aware what I was walking into, because questions came about. Is he even into me? As a female that transitioned to male, is he interested in men? Because that would make him gay.
Right.
Is he interested in both? That would make him bi. But then I said, girl, stop. Like, you haven't even met him in person. Like, you don't even know if there's, if you're even going to be friends, let alone a relationship. But I educated myself. The more he was in my life, the more I educated myself by, asking him questions that I felt were
You're such a Virgo.
appropriate. And then Google. Thank you, Google.
Did you ever feel, because my thing is and I want to get Jamie, we got to get Jamie in
Yeah,
here.
we do.
And I want to say, as a Virgo, I'm going to ask you some very probably ignorant questions.
Ask 'em.
But I want to know because I want to learn.
Yeah.
I care. I do want to. But I know that certain questions have to come out
Yeah, they do.
because the world's not understanding.
No. Yeah, there's not enough material.
Exactly. I love, yes, material. So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to surgery or what's in between the legs, I always tell people, would you come up to any male and female and ask that? Like,
Yeah.
if you did that, girl, I will rip your weave off of you, okay? No, don't look at my man. Don't think about those things. But those are
Because you
things-
will be looking at her man because he is so fun.
like, no, boo-boo, please. But then we spoke about it, and we had heart-to-hearts, and we're like, listen, what's the purpose of having this platform, these eyes and these ears? It's to educate people. And one thing we do want to do is to eventually normalize this, because it's not a freak situation.
Yeah.
It's not, bad.
It's just
and
informing.
It's just informing. And so we do that together consciously. We communicate a lot. He's a Capricorn, so he's very into his feelings and emotion. He's an artist, so
I'm Virgo.
So it's a really good
And such a
pair.
Virgo to fall in love with the heart versus
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because some people would be like, blowing my mind. It's like, trust me, I can be freaky. But like sometimes I can be a golden girl.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yep.
nah, I just want to sit and watch TV
Yeah.
for like 3 weeks.
and if you could love me still, oh my God. Yes. And we love differently.
Yeah.
Our love language is differently.
Yep.
But we definitely, he and I mesh, and it's been a beautiful growth process because he has been helping me with my music. I've been helping him with his acting. So it's a real yin-yang situation there.
So let's talk about your music, okay? Now, not only first of all, the congratulations that Forbes even puts you in
Oh,
Forbes
yeah, that was-
as the top 15 people that you need to follow on Instagram.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Because you do everything, and it's such a Virgo of
Yeah.
you. It's like, look at Beyonce.
Yep.
She tries to do everything. I love Beyonce, but the acting,
No,
girl,
girl,
we ain't
yeah,
there
no,
yet.
no,
We just gonna get there.
There's always, and I'm glad you can say that because I've always said that. I've always said that.
Yeah.
I feel like
Even the voiceovers, because
Yeah.
that one epic.
But I hope she comes through with the Lion King.
I'm praying.
I hope.
I'm still
gonna
gonna
go.
see it.
I'm still
Sure
gonna
am. AMC member, $20 a month. Hey. Okay, but so you released your first single this year.
Yeah, Power Numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie
What was that
co-wrote
like?
it.
Finding your voice.
Man, it's exciting. One thing I always said, I don't want to be pigeonholed. People, I hit my audience left field. They were expecting a Cardi B track because I did do like a parody. But people were like, this is not a parody. This is a remix. You should rap. And I'm like, man, I can't even rap gifts. You really think, like, as an actress, I try to embody the personality. And to me, artistry is an artistry. It's an art form. So with this, it was just fun, and I wanted to do something really for my niece. Power Numbers is dedicated to my niece. I wanted to see her 4-year-old self dancing to it and singing along to it, and that was checked off on my list, and that was a blessing. And now I have a song that's coming out. I haven't put it on my social media yet, but it's called Ammo. It's about domestic violence without it being so literal.
Okay.
It's about overcoming any type of abuse, whether it be mental, emotionally. It's kind of like one of those Destiny's Childs,
Can you give us a little preview?
Yeah.
A little acapella sample.
I've been singing all day, so please.
I'm sorry.
But I'm gonna.
That's fine. I'm
gonna-
tipsy at this point. I'm a vibe.
I feel like I'm sleeping with the enemy. When I leave you with the memories. I'm a different person than I used to be. That's the difference between you and me. Hasta luego. I'm on a road, I got places to go. Todo está nuevo. I'm not alone even when I'm alone.
Hey,
That's it. I can't give it all to you. I
Ammo.
can't give it to you.
All right, now I just saw. Well, so I wasn't expecting you to even say that. I was expecting you to say una oportunidad.
Una oportunidad. Una oportunidad.
Thank you.
That.
One opportunity in English, okay?
One opportunity. That was
Because I heard that
actually-
on your Instagram.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Thank you. That's my first fully Latin record. It's with an artist in Dominican Republic. He's amazing. His name is Husky, and it's crazy because I'm like, should I change my name to Pomeranian because I have a Pomeranian?
Don't do that. You cute the way you are.
Pomeranian. But Husky.
What in the life of pets?
which, you know, it's crazy. They hit me up and they asked my fur baby. Jamie and I, we have a fur baby. Her name is Chai Latte. She has DJ Snake retweet. She's probably going to be cooler than us two combined in another year or two, I swear.
Wait, what's the Instagram?
Her name is Chai Latte Palm.
Okay. Because we dog people over here.
I saw the puppy out there. I was like, oh my God.
That's Jamie. She just got trunks a few last week?
Yeah, love. Gorgeous. But yeah, I mean, it's just an exciting. This whole thing is exciting to be out here.
You were
also,
just at the Graham.
Yeah,
what were you
the
doing
Recording
today?
Academy had hit me up and then Jamie up, and then not knowingly that we were in a relationship, they found us, and then they came across our pages and were like, "Whoa, wait a minute, how did we not see this?" So they were like, "Listen, we don't have time to have you as individuals come and do a cover song, but we'd love for while you're out here to do a duet together." And we did. We did a duet. It's reimagined. The Grammys, they do this thing with a selective few artists throughout the nation, and being one of that large list and being able to do that was amazing. And we took it back. We did a cover. I want to shout out Sam. He's an amazing artist. He lives out here. He's also transgender musician, very talented. We did the cover of Oasis Wallflower.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that was amazing. In 8th grade, that was our graduation song that we sang.
I love that.
So I'm a true 80s baby, you know, and music definitely did save my life, because after the abuse, that's where I ventured into. Being in the East Coast, it's the capital of the music.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up with people like Selena, that she looks like me, you know, all that jazz, you know, and that's when I realized, man, like here I was trying to look like something that I'm just not meant to be, and finding myself has been a true blessing. You know, there are days where I feel like, oh my God, I feel a little bloated today, or I'm a little tired. I don't want to go to the gym, but it's not
You're
a fixation.
Virgo, you say fuck it at this point.
You know, I'm like, I'm happy.
And you look bomb. She
you.
walked in here. I was like, who is this cute little pom-pom Iranian walking up in here? Okay. You and your boyfriend are everything. They're so cute together.
Thank you so much.
You guys need your own Instagram account. Okay?
Oh my God.
Together. Where's the YouTube reality
Well,
series?
we are doing music together.
Yes.
We actually
You did a cover, Born This Way.
We've oh yeah, Lady Gaga.
But what's the song you guys were? They were gonna do a song together, but they're gonna save it till next time.
Yeah, we wrote it 6 months ago. We got into the studio and recorded it so it's an original song called Love Is Free. It should be out hopefully by early next month, and that's something that we're trying to figure out what our name should be, our duet name should be, and we're figuring that out. We do have a clothing brand. It's called LXL brand. It's about self-love. The premises of it. We all go into our journeys, and sometimes we think we're there, and sometimes we find it, and sometimes we lose it. It's a journey. Life is a journey, and he has his story, which, you know, I'll let him share that when he comes to this, to this segment, because I don't want to do any injustice. But it took him finding self-love to come out and live in his truth. By risking so much, and it took me self-love to get out of abusive, toxic thing, to find myself, and we are where we are, and we're just trying to deliver that message loud and clear.
Girl, give me a high five right there. I love you.
you.
You're
I love
everything.
you.
You are
Thank
so
you.
positive, sweet, and the fact that you didn't let life tear you down.
Yeah.
You just you took it, you sat with it, and you in your own time, because I think that's also important to remember is life isn't on anyone else's time but your own.
Yep.
And I want to go over to my girls over here. What do we have in the chat? Do we have any? We got any questions? Or we have? I see everyone's giving shout out so much love. First of all,
yeah, they're showing a lot of love, but yeah, the chat is lit. I have a question for you though, just because you've done so much, just from the magazines, and you were also in 50 Cent's Big Rich Town, which is amazing. So I know that a lot of the fans will know.
Do you owe him money?
No.
Oh, Bhakti?
No,
Okay.
I worked for him. I actually ran my own show on This Is 50 called A Week with Vice, where I did a weekly recap. So,
yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day.
All right, so since you do hosting as well, and you've done so many things, what would you say just to aspiring hosts and aspiring people who just want to be in this industry, because you've done so much? What would you say just to kind of get your feet wet?
I would say be authentic to yourself. I mean, a lot of people try to be a gimmick, or they think that they have to be these, 6ix9ine and these other people, but just be true to yourself and have that passion, that love, when and speak it into the world. Honestly, I've been very fortunate that the universe has blessed me with these opportunities. Even when I lost all my contacts and lost my whole following, it has taken me a lot of work. And I always think about that picture of the two men that they're just digging, and one just turns around when he's like this close, and the other one's still digging. Don't be the guy that turns around, because you could be this close. And that's my biggest advice. Just don't give up on your true passions.
I love that.
I want you to look into this camera right now, and anyone going through a tough situation. We're dealing with love specifically, because that story to me really resonated, and I think so many people go through it, and sometimes it's hard to recognize. What would be your advice for the first step in getting out of that or dealing with self?
Yeah, I feel like we've all experienced heartbreak one point or another, and we need to remind ourselves that it may happen a few more times before we find that person, but in that journey, do not focus so much about finding that person, focus about finding you. And I feel like a lot of people forget that. It's so cliche, but when you do find yourself and you put that energy on you, don't take a breakup as a bad thing. Take it as an opportunity to find yourself. I mean, after my abusive relationship, I started lifting weights, and that's where my health journey really flourished, because I didn't have to starve myself or go and, do these things that were hurtful to my body. Instead, I went to the gym and I detoxed. It was my sanctuary. I started opening books that I never even thought of, and I just started feeding my mind and my soul. And I became a very growing up Latina, and you're just automatic Catholic, but I tapped into a whole spirituality and a whole realm of the world that it is like, it's so refreshing. And honestly, I've had 2 rebirths since then, and you can have multiple. You can have multiple, and just think about that opportunity. Like, if a relationship ends, it's painful. Trust me, we've all been there. I've been there. But take it as an opportunity to feed into yourself, because it gets better. It does. There's light at the end of the tunnel.
All right, one question from the chat. PM616 asks, "What's your favorite Cardi B song?"
Be careful with me. That's my favorite.
Be careful with me. Hey.
Yes.
All right, so new projects coming up, and where can everyone follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram. I am Jessenia. You'll find all my hyperlinks there in the link bio, and you can also follow my Spotify page. It's Jessenia.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
through. You're everything.
You're
oh my God, you
everything.
have to come back. Jamie?
Yes, we will.
All right, guys, I'm Jamie. You can find me on Twitter at It's Jamie Gray, or on Instagram at Jamie Gray, JAIMI.
Janine.
Hey, you can find me at Janine Doyon.
Boom, and you guys can hit me up everywhere at DJ Jesse J. I just want you guys to know, at the end of the day, know you are loved, and know only you could prevent your dreams from coming true.
Very true.
Peace.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.